All right, so recording is on. So let's jump into some quick introductions for the folks on the line here. First, I wanted to give opportunity for Kevin to introduce himself as the program manager for this project. So Kevin, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Kevin Hauk, and I am the Chief of Watershed and Flood Protection for the Colorado Water Conservation Board, and I am the CWCB project manager for this project. Thanks.
I appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks. So for folks that do not know me, I'm David Sully. I'm with Dewberry, been with them for about 3 years now, and have been fortunate to really get involved with this project over the last 2 years. I am the project manager on the consulting and Dewberry side. A little bit about me. I've been in the flood risk management space for going on 18 years now. Prior to Dewberry, I was in the risk analysis branch at FEMA Region 8. And prior to that, I was a river forecaster for the National Weather Service. So this project is awesome for me to really take a hard look and really provide some great products to the state of Colorado in their flood threat assessments. Now I'd like to turn it over to Alyssa.
Good morning, everyone. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Cool, thanks. Good morning, I'm Alyssa Dietrich. I'm a project meteorologist with Dewberry. I've been with Dewberry for about a year now, but I have about 8 years of experience working in all things extreme precipitation. Prior to this, I worked actually on the Colorado, New Mexico Regional Extreme Precipitation Study, and I largely contribute to the state precipitation map product that we will talk about later in this presentation. I'm going to turn it over to Hydromet Consulting, Dima and Dana.
Good morning, all. My name is Dmitry Smirnov. I am a meteorologist with Hydromet Consulting, and I've been involved with the Flood Threat Bulletin, since 2014 now. So really excited to see all the changes and upgrades along the way. And I'm one of the lead forecasters along with Dana. And I think we're just excited to be able to finally do this. I think it's been long in coming doing any kind of training. And so I'm excited to have you all here today and sending it off to Dana now.
Hi, I'm Dana McLone. I am also with Hydromet Consulting and a lead forecaster for the Flood Threat Bulletin. I've been with the Bulletin since I think early 2017. So I also have a long history and really love to watch the products grow each year, and looking forward to feedback from you all.
Thanks so much, team. So the 5 of us we have on the line there really kind of represents just the core presentation group here, but we do have a bigger team that's supporting the program, and we kind of wanted to capture that in the little bit of an org chart we have there on the right. So again, we're excited to kind of get things rolling, and after this we'll kind of jump into a quick overview of our agenda. We've got things broken down into kind of 4 main sections following our open remarks in a second. We're going to cover the core Flood Threat Bulletin products in the first 40 minutes. And then I'm going to move into one of our newer products with the Fire Burn Forecast. And then we'll move into the State Precipitation Map and Streamflow Tracker to wrap things up. Each of these sections will be separate videos that will be posted to the website for folks to digest and share more broadly following this webinar, so this session can live on. And then we'll kind of go through some kind of a final Q&A and wrap up at the end. Next slide. So before to getting into some of the project history and sort of the genesis of it that Kevin's going to cover, I definitely wanted to recap real quickly the kind of the suite that products that we're currently providing across the state as part of the Flood Threat Bulletin. So again, the FTB, or what we like to call the Flood Threat Bulletin, is the kind of really the premier product that gets issued daily and really provides those daily flood threat assessments with increased lead time every single day. The state precipitation map is actually sort of that look back and recaps the last 72 hours of the hydrometeorological conditions that occurred. We really try to highlight, any flooding over the last day, any activation of any of the burn scars from debris flows, and really kind of just tell a good story of what happened to the previous day, so we can really kind of self-assess and understand how our forecast turned into actual on-the-ground conditions. Our Flood Threat Outlook is a longer-term product that really is issued on Mondays and Thursdays to get folks a kind of a even further lead time of kind of the potential threats over the next 2 weeks. And then the fire burn forecast we've set up for 11 burn areas across the state to kind of produce specific flood threat assessments for those burn areas, since we know that's a big issue across the state in previous years and also this year with some recent activity. And finally, the stream flow tracker is a new product that's issued mid-month, and we're excited to kind of dive into that a little bit more later. So going into the next slide, I wanted to turn it over to Kevin to kind of give his perspective on sort of how this program kind of genesis and some of the history as what's shown here on this timeline to kind of give folks a sense of really where we've been and where we're going.
All right, thanks, David. And I'd just like to take a second to thank everyone that's on this webinar for your interest and for taking the time to learn more about this program, which I'm very proud of. We started this program in 2006, about 15 years ago, a little bit more than 15 years ago, I guess, so that we could have a singular forecast program for the entire state that you could find in one place. And it was really our effort to help mitigate flood losses throughout the state through awareness and preparedness. Excuse me for 1 second. This program, it was started and it was initially modeled after the Mile High Flood District's long-running flash flood prediction program, although its focus is more on the early preparedness aspect as opposed to imminent warnings, and I'm sure we're going to hear more about that later. And I do want to emphasize, and I'm sure this will also be repeated later, that this program is intended to complement products issued by the National Weather Service rather than be a counterpoint to them. We want to just be an additional resource that you can turn to for awareness of the climate that you can expect for the day. But that said, I think this program has always had tremendous value to many different aspects like public safety, water resources, recreation, public works, and all kinds of other general interests. And it also helps us at the state not only in forecasting future concerns for the day and sometimes looking out forward as well, but also identifying and addressing flood events as they are occurring or immediately afterwards. I'm really excited in particular about the newly developed focus on the fire burn areas, as this has emerged as one of the state's biggest flood problems in recent years, and I think it's gotten a lot of attention, and justifiably so, with some of the things that have taken place in recent years. So I really hope you all like some of the improvements that we've implemented in this regard. And again, I just want to thank everybody for your interest in the program and for taking time out of your day to be on this call. And I hope you continue to consider this program a useful addition to your climate awareness. Thanks, and that's all I've got.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate that. And really, again, thank you as well for the opportunity to be a part of this. It's a great project and definitely enjoy what we've got coming up over the next few years. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Hydromet Consulting and for them to jump into sort of that first session of our agenda. And before I do, sorry, if I've got about 20 responses to the poll that's in the chat. If I know we got about 40 folks on the line, so please, everyone, go in there and take a look at the poll and make a selection.